It's the Dynasty front office, and we are building you championships one trade at a time.
My name is Chad, and this is the trade banger of the week. I'm here with my good friend Jesse and my other good friend Austin. How you guys doing?
Awesome.
Yeah, good, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm starting to realize how lazy I am because I got conned into joining an IDP league, and I've been trying to make myself look at an IDP ranking and start learning IDP again because I haven't played in several years. But yeah, no, it's something I'm not gonna do. So I think I'm just gonna wing it.
That's the best way to go about it anyway, to be honest. Ask Jesse his mentality.
Yeah, absolutely. What I do is I concentrate on offense, and I take advantage of in drafts anyway, I take advantage of the offensive players that slip because they're taking defensive players. So
I'm just gonna pretend I'm not in an IDP league, and I'm just gonna draft as if like IDP doesn't exist.
Right.
And then I'm gonna feel really good about myself for getting steals
You will
all over the
feel
place.
really good.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I do it. And then because honestly, unless it's an extremely deep IDP league, and even in a lot of those, you can get guys off waivers, no problem.
Yeah,
no problem's a little strong. This is a start 9 league. This is a start 9, and it's a deep roster. Like I'm gonna be honest, I don't know about no problem. But
is it Marvel?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in that league.
Yeah, that's the league I was con.
I've gotten plenty of guys off the waivers in that league.
Con is maybe a little strong. Guilt trip is
that is accurate.
Yeah,
I'm not even going to deny that.
That's
one.
accurate.
It's funny
anyways,
because
we're not here to talk about IDP.
You were originally in that league. You did the startup for that league, and then quit.
Yeah, and then I left.
Yeah, he didn't like me that much, so he left.
He didn't.
Yeah, everybody got so emotional about it. But anyways, we're here to talk about trades in non-IDP leagues.
Did you know
that there's a great reason? Oh gosh. Okay, we're still talking about this.
I had to beg Chad to bring you on as a co-host. Like he said no at first.
That is,
I could tell him.
That is categorically
Marvel, it has to be the truth.
It is categorically untrue. I think it really went like, hey, I think we're gonna bring on this Austin guy, and I was like, who?
That's not what happened.
That's literally how it probably went.
No.
Anyways, we're here to talk about trades and leagues that matter, which is traditional leagues, non-IDP leagues, because IDP leagues are stupid and take more work. So
they do that.
Anyways, this trade was a trade that went down in one of my leagues, one of my non-IDP leagues, and it was wrong trade. Sorry guys. It was DJ Moore and the 106 for Chris Olave. Chris Olave coming off of a really, really good year, resurgent year, where he shut up a lot of the Dynasty community who refused to draft him, a la Austin, and did a lot of really, really good things that now people are very excited about. And once again, we remember Chris Olave is still a very young, very talented wide receiver who maybe has had a concussion or two. Jesse.
Yo.
Chris Olave. I know a year ago we had, like I said, a lot of people came out and really were just fading him. He was falling really far in startups. How has your outlook changed from last offseason to this offseason, and what's your kind of asking price if you're shopping Olave?
Well, I never got spooked on Olave. I've always loved him. So he wasn't a fade for me last year. It was a buy. I don't think I acquired any shares. I may have, but yeah, at this point, I just think he's a little expensive to acquire, but I really don't see him any differently. I guess there's proof of concept that Kellen Moore can run an offense with Olave and that Shuck is a good quarterback. I guess this time last year, those were just fingers crossed. We think that, or I thought it would happen, but now we know it'll happen. So the price is definitely pretty steep for Olave at this point.
Yeah, especially the quarterback situation. That's a really good point to bring up. Especially if your outlook is good on Olave, then it really is just dependent on what you feel like the quarterback situation is going to be like going forward, which is an interesting point. Austin, how do you feel about the quarterback situation in New Orleans? Do you think that's going to be a positive for Olave going forward? Is that something that you're looking forward to?
I think the possibilities are intriguing, but I don't think it's set in stone that he's got his franchise quarterback yet. I think that us as Dynasty community does this a lot. We see a short period of very successful or somewhat successful play, somewhere in between that, and we're like, oh, this is the guy, this is the future. Well, defenders and defensive coordinators and staff, they get paid a lot of money too to not make these quarterbacks be good. And we see a lot of times that next year that happens. I mean, a ginormous one is CJ Stroud. That was rookie year was phenomenal. Situations change, but and then year 2 and even into year 3, it's not been as good. Michael Penix was another one. We saw 3 games his rookie season, looked enticing, looked somewhat exciting. Last year struggled. So I don't think it's clear cut that Olave has his guy, but from what we saw last year, you have to be excited to at least some measure that Shuck is the guy.
I think what we know though is you have a baseline competent quarterback. That it's not going to be Jets level quarterback play.
I think, but again, I think we would have said the same with Penix last year. I think we would have seen competent quarterback play after that 3-game stretch to end the season. I know one thing Chad has brought up, which was also true about Penix to end his rookie season. Shuck played basically the worst defenses in the league to finish the season off.
But was
Yeah.
Penix really that bad, not supporting his fantasy players around him before he got hurt?
He was bad enough that there's a lot of rumors in Atlanta circles of them finding another quarterback already.
Mm-hmm.
So whether or not he was good enough for fantasy, sure, he made London succeed, and
that's what I'm saying is just a baseline that he's going to be able to feed the main receiver with targets.
Yeah, and I think you're correct there. Just when you were talking about safety, for me, that's more than just a baseline. I'm looking at Olave's 25, I think. Yeah, 25. So I'm looking for more than just a year of safety if I'm looking at a top 15 dynasty receiver.
Yeah, unless you're looking at moving that receiver in the near future, yet again.
Sure.
But I think with Olave, he does carry a decent amount of risk with the injury history still being underlying, across his value here, or kind of being ignored at this point, right? Like it's kind of out of people's minds. We're just seeing the wide receiver 6 finish, and that's kind of the value he's going for. So I kind of can see both sides there. DJ Moore, right? Like that's the hot topic that everybody wants to talk about. And in this trade, again, we have Chris Olave going for DJ Moore in the 106. When I first saw that trade, I mean, it's pretty shocking, just to see the names there and see the pick next to it. What is DJ Moore to you guys at this point in his career? 28 going on 29 very shortly. Let's just call it 28.9, right?
He will not concede that.
And anyways, we had a pre-show argument on age, but we won't bore you with that stuff. DJ Moore is 28 years old, going on 29, and and he's in a new setup there. He's got a new very elite quarterback throwing in the ball, in a scheme that we saw can do really good things with elite wide receiver play, a la Stephon Diggs, right? Is that what you guys are expecting? Elite wide receiver play out of DJ Moore and a resurgence here in Buffalo, or are we just saying more of the same? He's kind of fallen off a little bit from what we saw 3 years ago.
Let me ask you, Austin, Joe Brady was with DJ Moore in Carolina, right?
Hit 2 of his back-to-back 1,100-yard seasons, yes.
And what was his role there? Brady?
He was the pass game coordinator and then the offensive coordinator.
Okay.
Run game coordinator and then offensive coordinator.
And then offensive coordinator. That's very encouraging.
Yeah.
Very encouraging that he's worked with this player and knows how to use him.
Yeah. 1,100 yards and 4 touchdowns back-to-back seasons under him.
Yeah. That's when DJ Moore was good.
Yeah. Terrible QB play then, too.
Wasn't Cam one of those seasons?
No. He was there for 19 and 20, so it was the year after Cam got hurt.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, with this quarterback, I expect I expect a high wide receiver 2 finish out of DJ Moore. He might finish as a wide receiver 1 this year. But is it sustainable? There's an out in the contract after next year, right?
I believe you're correct. I'll double check though.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like sustainability, I think when you're buying a 28-year-old wide receiver, especially at this price, right, where you're getting the 106, which could potentially be another pretty decent wide receiver prospect in their own right, with DJ Moore. Are you really hunting for sustainability? Because that, to me, if you and I'm not saying that I believe this, but you said you did, right? If DJ Moore is expected to get, in your mind, somewhere around wide receiver 2, maybe high end wide receiver 2, low end wide receiver 1 production in Buffalo, that seems like quite a nice deal here. For Chris Olave, and something that you could be able to flip if the season doesn't go your way later on.
That's the high end, but yeah, you never know. It could not work out, but yeah, I do think you'd be able to flip him in season. I don't think that he's going to lose his shine.
I'm not
for you,
peachy.
Austin. I know you're a big DJ Moore fan. Where you at with the same kind of question?
I'm actually not as peachy as Jesse on it. I know that's surprising, as much of a fan as I am of him, but the past 2 years he hasn't looked good as a receiver, but not the production side of things, as the receiver. And maybe it's just he didn't like Chicago and he didn't like the situation and the quarterback. Maybe it's that simple. But I also could see an avenue where he's just not the same player he was. He's not a number 1 target on offense anymore, and that is something you have to worry about, which is why he's not going to say a throw-in in this trade, but why he's not the main piece on the trade with the pick. So I think we should be hopeful for wide receiver 2 numbers, but I think you're looking more of you're hoping for 16 to 24 wide receiver, not the high end wide receiver 2. I think you're hoping for that. You're hoping for a flex play for me. That's kind of what I'm hoping out of DJ Moore.
So it's definitely possible at his age that he's taken a step back or lost a step, whatever you want to call it. But I go back to something I heard on Reception Perception, where Matt Harmon interviewed him last offseason and asked him, what are your goals for next season? And he said, I don't know. I don't even know what to expect out of this offense. I don't know how they're going to use me.
Yeah.
So that doesn't sound like a confident player that's heading into a season where he's going to look good. You know what I mean? He's got a full off season in Buffalo. He knows the offense. I think it's more upside than downside with DJ Moore, but I do understand what you're saying. We don't know if he's lost a step. He may have.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair too. I think I'm going to view him currently as an early to mid second in value. Whereas if he does produce anywhere close to wide receiver 1, you're going to be able to get a late first for him, especially attached to Josh Allen.
You won't be able to get him for a mid second right now. I don't see it, especially in this class. I'm curious.
I don't see that happening personally either.
Would you give up something that you were pretty confident would be an early 27 second for him?
I'm not. No. I'm not really moving my 27 picks, to be honest. It has to be I'm winning this trade, no questions asked, because I've been in draft classes where we see the value just become absurd.
Here's the thing that has me questioning on DJ Moore really falling off. We heard a lot of the kind of effort issues going on in some of the adversarial nature of the relationship between him and the coaching staff there in Chicago. And then we also see that really the fall off on DJ Moore's production came with Caleb Williams, and Caleb Williams' really, really poor play in 2024, alongside the addition of another big name wide receiver in Roma Dunze that same year. right? 2025, we saw a gigantic drop off in production just in target metrics, right, where he is basically cutting his opportunities in half. And another addition in Luther Burden. Caleb Williams does get better. Another addition in Colston Loveland, which we should definitely mention. But although Caleb Williams did get a lot better, the production was very kind of sporadic. It wasn't, a maintained, well-oiled machine throughout the entirety of the season. I just think that there's something to be said for going to an established system with an established quarterback and an established reputation within the entire team in Buffalo and how they operate. We haven't seen great wide receiver play there since Stephon Diggs left, but we also saw that kind of fall off in opportunity from Stephon Diggs leaving Baltimore and ending up in a different spot as well. I just think that teams have a lot more say in production than we kind of give them credit for. I'm probably on a little bit of the higher end with DJ Moore and maybe a little bit more optimistic. I don't think I'm maybe as optimistic in the high end as Jesse is, but I do see pretty solid wide receiver 2 play being a likely outcome for him.
Okay, so we're kind of like all in between then, hitting all three ranges. And I could see it too. I don't think it's a given that he's a wide receiver 2. I don't think that's what we should expect, and I don't really want that to be the price point for him currently.
You know what Diggs and DJ Moore have in common, right? They both came from Maryland, so
Yeah.
obviously he'll be successful just like Diggs. So they both went to Maryland.
Gotcha.
That's a key indicator.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Well, in that case,
for a lot of
bump 'em
people,
up.
yeah, something like that would be. Yeah, but
no, I think the comfortability in the scheme can't be overrated either.
Yeah, I think that is something that we can look forward to as well, as you mentioned earlier, Jesse, with Joe Brady being there. Okay, so yeah, let's just cut it down to the value of the trade overall, right? I know we're kind of all on 3 different spots here, but that might make the conversation a little bit more interesting. Chris Olave for DJ Moore in the 106, is that a scary price to either one of you? Is that, right where you want it to be? Or I know, Austin, you kind of, I feel like this might be something that you were really appreciating with the 106 being there and that kind of being a tier break for a lot of people. What do you think?
I think in most situations, I'm going to take the pick and DJ Moore. I'm going to take the risk that DJ Moore comes with and gain the safety of the pick. I don't have to make the selection, but currently that 106 feels really nice. And then with Olave, as good as it was last year, I was also extremely worried going into last year. He was one of the guys I wouldn't have on my roster because of the injuries, because if he does get a concussion, it could be the end of his NFL career, as sad as that is. So, he is just 25, but with as many, registered concussions as he had, all it takes is one more, and this could be the end of Olave. So I'm going to take the pick and DJ Moore, and I hope I'm getting wide receiver 2 production from Moore and hoping one of those receivers falls. And then I could get a top 3 receiver in the class and DJ Moore for Chris Olave. That feels pretty good.
Put yourself on the opposite side of it, Jesse. Are you taking Chris Olave for DJ Moore in the 106?
So am I paying that for Chris Olave?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would. I'd have to get a read on my league a little bit. I'd look at if I had the 106, I'd look to see who was drafting ahead of me and what they needed. If I thought that one of Tate, Lemon, or
Tyson
had a good chance of falling to me at 106, then I might not. But as I see it now, I'm pretty sure that those players are going to go in the first 5 picks. So it's a gamble because of one of those
maybe
players,
a trade that you don't make until after the NFL draft. Basically.
I really would. Yeah. And ideally when you're on the clock. So if I know those players are gone, I don't know if I'm getting that trade though.
I was
that
about to say, is
Yeah.
the other side
that-
going to do that
that's
at that
Yeah.
point?
probably baked into this trade is that the other side is crossing their fingers that it does happen. So you're making that gamble. So yeah, I really think that it is going to shake out in most drafts that those wide receivers are gone by 106. So yeah, I think I would pay it. I do I do really like the idea of having though DJ Moore to get you production now, and then a young wide receiver to step into his place as he's getting older. I don't have to have that player produce right away. It's a comfortable position, but I would still pay it for the proven Olave, the proven elite production of Olave.
Yeah, interesting. I think that just talks to how even maybe you guys see the trade. I really like the DJ Moore side, the DJ Moore in the 106. I think that is a it kind of checks all the boxes that I try to, check when I'm making a trade as far as, potential upside with the player, and then also huge potential and freedom with the pick, being whether you make the pick, you trade the pick, and just the freedom that grants you, which is going to be a lot more than Olave, because there are going to be some people that are still scared off with Olave, because it's not just do you like Olave, it's do you like Olave or the field, right? So the 106, everybody loves picks at this time of year. Just easier for you to offload one of those if you need to. So that's where I'm at.
I have a couple questions for you guys. So if you make this trade and you Chad specifically, and you end up with Denzel Boston and DJ Moore for Olave, are you happy with that?
It just depends. It depends on the draft capital.
Like if he goes,
and the team that he ends.
If Boston goes to a good landing spot in the first round, are you happy with that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it. I still think it's a bit of a gamble, but I'm okay with it. For me personally, if I'm getting DJ Moore, and I'm kind of in that camp where I think, high end wide receiver 2, middle ground wide receiver 2 is kind of the likely outcome with him. And I'm a competitive team, which I think if you're taking on DJ Moore, likely that is what you are. Then I'm probably shopping the 106 and trying to get something else. I'm really not interested in sitting there and making that pick unless I just don't think there's a market for it, which in some leagues you're going to find that, right? There's going to be some leagues that are more hesitant. Let's say it's a non-tight end premium league. Then maybe that pick is depreciated a little bit, but yeah, in an ideal world, I'm shopping that pick and getting what I can for it.
All right, I got a question then. Let's say you don't make the trade currently, and you're the person with Olave. 106 is on the clock, and one of the 3 receivers are available. Are you trading Olave for that pick?
It depends which one of the 3.
Straight
it
up.
would depend on which one of the 3.
Straight up.
No.
Okay. All right. I was just curious. I think those 3 guys are really close to Olave and Dynasty for me.
But
yeah, I would take there's 2 of them that I would take over Olave without knowing draft capital, without knowing the team, the landing spot. But of course that can change drastically come the NFL draft. But the one that I would 100% take, if Carnell Tate for some reason or another fell to the 106 in my league, I'm taking Carnell Tate over Chris Olave.
He's only 25. That's why I'm holding him. Now, would I trade him for the 103? Yes, that's different because then I have the power of my choice of those players and whoever gets the best capital and landing spot, or trading it for something way better.
Yeah, I don't think you get that for him, but
no, I don't either. I'm just saying if I was offered,
so I
it.
will say Keep Trade Cut has it dead even 103 for Chris Olave. Like literally 30 points apart.
Yeah, people out there with 103, send me offers for Olave, please.
Yeah, I would make that trade every single time, personally.
But I may end up with the same. What I'm saying is funny though is I may end up with the same player at 103 or 106.
It's possible.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, certainly.
But
Certainly.
there's just a way different perception.
Yeah, and I guess that's the great thing about having 3 wide receivers. If you do believe they are close in value, or close in outlook, and you like them similarly, you can play that game a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But last question before we go here: which side would you guys prefer today? Austin, I'll ask you first.
Pick and DJ Moore.
Jesse?
I'll take Olave.
All right. Sounds good. Let's get out of here.
That's it? Okay, hold on. Cue me up.
Hold on, we got to do our overtime.
Oh yeah, we're in overtime first.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you for remembering that, Austin. You guys watch
Yes,
anything
sir.
good this week?
Yeah, and I forgot, so come back to me. I did. I was ready to bring it up. I was excited.
Well, you're You're the one that brought up Night Agent, right?
Yeah.
It's all over the news. Like apparently people love it. So this news
It's really good. I'm trying to tell you.
It's all over the news?
Yeah,
It's really good.
I'm literally seeing news articles pop up in my feed about it. So it's got buzz.
Crazy.
Season 3 is one of the best seasons of TV show I've watched, especially for that genre, in quite a while.
Well, we're full on addicted to Survivor right now, and like neither
Heck
one of us
yeah,
has
man.
watched it in years. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to watch. But she did agree. She's gonna give it a shot.
Okay, cool.
I'm not watching Night Agent until Austin watches Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Nice.
It'll be your loss, just like you'll
So,
say it for
I guess
me.
so.
Isn't it Night
Yeah,
of the Nine
your
Kingdoms?
loss.
Night of the Nine Kingdoms now. Like at the end
Only
of the
if you
last
wanna-
at the end of the last episode, they put the title up and they changed it from 7 to 9. I thought they were changing the name of the show.
Only if you want to spoil it.
I mean,
Jesse
I don't.
does not care at all about
I,
spoiling
I
stuff.
don't.
you
First
worry.
of all, but no, I haven't read any books or anything. I don't know anything about it.
No, it's Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
they just did that for fun.
Anything?
But
you watch anything good, Chad?
Yeah, I was gonna say Survivor. Survivor's where I'm at, man. It's
50?
50 every week. So this sucks. Waiting a whole week to watch an episode of TV
it's terrible.
What is going on?
It's
People
so
don't
hard.
do that anymore. Just record the entire season and then just release it so I can binge it in one night.
Yeah, that's why we watched the first episode of 50 and then realized we didn't have another one. And so we went and watched all 48 and now we started 46. So I'm going to wait for 50 to all come out before we watch it.
Yeah, that's really the only way to watch Survivor too, because it feels so much better when they go back to back.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they try to get you with all these cliffhangers and no effect.
I'll tell you one thing I am a little worried about though. I really don't like the whole like celebrity thing they're doing. I don't like it.
Ned Schneebly, the guy from School of Rock.
Yeah. Billie Eilish. And I like Billie Eilish, but Billie Eilish, what is it? Idol, some boomerang thing. I'm like, I don't care for this. I want to hear about the survivors on the island arguing and hating each other because they don't have enough food to go around and
because
scheming.
Bob's eating too much.
I don't want to hear about freaking Billie Eilish.
Who did you say?
I don't
Boston
know.
Rob? You better not talk shit about Boston Rob.
No, I like Boston Rob. But,
Okay,
I
cool.
said Bob, just putting a random name.
Okay.
But well,
Yeah, I don't know. It
what
just
I
kind
was
of
gonna
takes me
say.
out of it a little bit.
Yeah, I hear you.
I wouldn't like that either. I don't remember what I was going to say, but me and Hannah have been. Well, I've been rewatching. She's been watching for the first time. 24. And
I thought about doing that.
So she is obsessed with The Pit. And I was like, well, they got that from 24 because they do the hour by the hour thing and then show the clock and stuff randomly. And they got that from 24. And she was like, huh? She's like, I've never really watched it. And I was like, oh, we're about to.
Does she like it?
Yeah, she really likes it.
It's a good show, man. I
It
loved
is.
it when it was
24 is awesome.
When it was first on, I watched it every
Yeah,
week.
me too. What's crazy is how bad the camera work is for a, like it's 25 years old, so it makes sense, but it feels 25 years old.
But it was supposed to be that style, like shaky cam, like it's.
It feels rough. So I also watched The Replacements last night, which is one of my favorite movies of all
love that
time.
movie.
I absolutely love that movie, and it's from 2000, and the production is 1,000 times better than 24. So that was the one thing I did notice. It feels like early 2000s TV
Well,
if
it's
I've
also-
ever seen it.
It was a Fox show, and they were nothing. They were like run out of somebody's garage for a while at the start.
That's what production feels like on season 1 of 24.
A lot of their shows were like that. It's not till The Simpsons built them.
That's fair.
And Family Guy.
But yeah, I still don't remember. That wasn't what I was going to say, but it is really good.
Yeah, I'd rewatch it.
We started watching Snowfall. Have you guys watched that?
Mm-mm.
Sounds really familiar.
It's about cocaine dealers in the 80s. There's cartels and CIA involved, and I don't know. We got through one episode, maybe two, and I just don't love drug shows anymore. Like I liked Narcos, that was cool, but Breaking Bad was awesome, but I just don't. It's been done. So I don't.
Ozark was the last one that I really, really enjoyed.
Yeah, I didn't watch Ozark either. Maybe I should.
It was really good. Yeah, that was a really, really good show.
My wife knows my taste really well, and she told me I wouldn't like it, so I believe her.
Wouldn't like Ozark?
That's what she said.
Wow.
I don't know. Jason Bateman, right?
Did you like it, Austin? Yeah, Jason Bateman.
Austin? I think he's frozen up.
What?
Oh,
my gosh.
Oh, you're back
Such
now.
a good show.
Did you like Ozark, Austin?
I haven't watched it.
He said he hasn't watched it.
I haven't either.
I would like to, but I haven't.
Yeah, really, really good show. Really, really good show. All right.
All right. Well, that's all I got.
Yep, that's it.
Right on.
Well, this has been the Trade Banger of the Week / whatever we just did. And if you got a trade banger that shook up your league, send it our way. We might be putting it on the next podcast. We might not. I don't know. Don't hate us if we don't, but we'll try. And you can reach us at dynfo.official@gmail.com. Again, that's dynfo.official@gmail.com.
Or join the Discord.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the front office. The lights are low, the boards are lit, and the Dynasty clock is ticking. From the heart of the startup draft to the championship throne, one crew rules the long game. Give it up for the undisputed architects of empire, Dynasty!